Hey y'all, hey guys, it's been forever and it does feel like it's been a long time because I don't do this often enough, I think. So I think I got my days confused. Like Wednesday, I thought I was supposed to do something, but then I thought, oh no, it's supposed to be on Thursday. But then Thursday came along and Thursday was a fun day. Thursday was a full moon and I did feel a bit taken aback by the full moon. I just couldn't wake myself up. Um, I wasn't awake for the whole thing, but then I would awake later. But anyways, I'll do the whole show today, and it'll be great, fun times. Let's see something. Does this make sense? Can you hear me? I think so. Anyways, so basically, usually these days are like summarizing the week before, and usually it all worked out and it all makes sense. I guess we're gonna start with the song on Monday, and the song on Monday I think was Dreamy Night, which is a cover of Lily Pichu, which I think I can cover in here now. I also have everything here, so it'll be okay. So have fun with that. Eyes closed, I'm slowly falling. The music in the atmosphere. Now and then, I feel like feeling softly all over me. And I remember last year when I was alone in my bed with all these thoughts in my head and living silently inside. It's so late in the night, my mind is drifting away. Then I dream about times I wish for a new, happier day. If I could reach out right now and save my life somehow, I'll think the sun again as soon as this dreary night ends. Don't want good endings. We hurt in place that I don't miss. So ugly, so bumpy. Sleep in the meantime, just to compete. Once everything's said ending, and all will be good all overcome. Hoping and coping here. I'm everlasting when I was alone in my bed. Unhappy thoughts in my head, and living silently inside. Keeping just to myself. If I could be somewhere else, that what I could only have. It's so late in the night, my mind is drifting away. Then I dream about times I wish for a new, happier day. If I could reach out right now and save my life somehow, I'll face the sun again as soon as this dreary night ends. Face the sun again. It's so late in the night, my mind is drifting Dream away, then I dream about times I wished for a new, happier day. And if our hands could reach out right now and save my life somehow, I'll face the sun again as soon as this very night ends. I'll face the sun again as soon as this dreamy night ends. Fun times, yeah. That was for Monday's video, I do believe. And I have this new song that I want to do on next Monday. So I might do that today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. Might actually record it on Monday because I tend to want to do things on Monday, Music Monday as it is. And that would be Monday in a nutshell. But Tuesday, I did a blog post on capturing lightning in a bottle. And what tends to be that what happens is I write down I just free flow an idea, and then I get a title out of the what I wrote down basically. And what I wrote down was capturing lightning in a bottle. Um, so that was the summarization of when you're just doing something and you do things, and then hopefully something good happens out of it. And that's just it. It's all like hoping that something good happens out of what you're doing. And that's what I tend to do when I try to actually write down or do something. I hope that that something fruitful happens from it. So sitting down and writing for an hour, hopefully something great happens from it. Hopefully you get like Tolstoy War and Peace kind of situation if you write down again and again for an hour. So that's kind of this idea of what I was writing about for capturing lightning in a bottle. So hopefully, I don't know what is going to happen, but I think maybe right now it doesn't seem like a great idea to necessarily write. And it might seems like, oh, this seems like pulling teeth. And sometimes, yes, uh, doing what I do sometimes is like pulling teeth. But I think that later on, I don't know what happens later on. Maybe the next day, maybe the next week, maybe the next year. I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, this right here, this necessity of routine is a topic to discuss. Like what I wrote down, I'm like, oh my gosh, I look at it and I'm like, that's going to turn into something great, and then that's going to become my magnum opus or whatever. So I'm just committing to routine will hopefully result in something beneficial and good eventually. It might not be like right now or ever. You never know when something good's gonna happen. Sometimes when you're writing, you write and it's just cherry on top, and you're so aware, like, oh my gosh, this is just everything, and you're on the roll, and that's just what you want to do, right? So that's why it's called catching lightning in a bottle, because like hopefully what you're doing, what you again and again routinely doing, it'll result in something that's more than yourself. It's something that's bigger than yourself. And I think that's one thing I also realized today is when it comes to what I do and what I am and what I do, like if I was going to write a biography of myself, autobiography, whatever, um, it would be along the lines of that I'm a creative. At the end of the day, I'm a creative. I'm just creating stuff every single day, and hopefully something good comes out of it, because I don't know. The other one was that I was aware of there was a saying, I think, that, of course, it's a saying, it's a meme online, of just a cat saying, I tried to be normal once. It was the worst 2 days of my life kind of situation. And I was like thinking that is so accurate and that describes life so well. The fact that like you try to be normal, you try to fit in, and it's just the worst. It's just the worst. And I think right now, as it stands, oh boy, as it stands, like right now, I guess I'm not trying to be normal, but at the same time, I am. It's like right now, I'm not going into the box, which is what life is all about, fitting yourself into the box. But if I'm kind of resistant to the box, it's kind of like, well, now I just have to figure out how I'm gonna live my life around that. But hopefully, I don't stray too far that I you know can't ever fit into the box. So eventually, I want to like sit next to the box, whatever, and you're like, hey, I can do this, I can help you, and like maybe something good will happen, and I can work with what society says and agrees with, and we're not too opposed to working out ideas kind of situation. Like I'm totally like going off on a tangent, but just so far that like what I am doing right now is not so far out of left field that I won't necessarily like. Maybe one day I will find myself make it. One day maybe I will find a nice little home for myself in society, or I have have figured out the whole life thing. Which speaking of, the one of the sayings that they said was the meaning of life is to discover its gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away, or something along those lines. Um, I which I 100% agree with. Like one of the things that I've been finding is these quotations about genius people that you can kind of live your life around. So if your purpose is to discover your gift, I think by now I've kind of gotten a gist of it. But if the whole purpose and the whole meaning and purpose of it is to give it away, I would, I guess, support that idea. But I don't know how. Because the thing is, like, to discover, I figured out the meaning of life. Okay, this is my life. But to turn it into the next step, which is to give it away, and I guess, yeah, that's true. That's accurate. I'm still working through that, of course. I'm still like in like part two of that whole situation of figuring out my life and how I can fit into it and how I can establish a way for my life to be beneficial to life and society outside of right now, right here and right now. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm still discovering things about myself, but I have the gist of like to realize the thing that kind of like was kind of my lightning in a bottle moment kind of was just realizing I'm a creative and that's it. Like one thing to know is in my family we're a family of like educators. Also we're in the education system. And I guess I can work with that, but I don't know if I'm still I'd have to attack it in a different way because it's like okay I can be an educator but at the same time I'm also the youngest. So it's kind of like reframing everything and making it more so like I can be friends with the preteens and youth or whatever, as opposed to like I don't know the really professional people at the top of the building. Still thinking it through. I mean, I'm sure like it all makes sense eventually, but Yes, for deaf, faux deaf. That's where I'm at. And I mean, there's so much things that are like, as it stands, also that I'm still figuring things out clearly. Figuring out the purpose of life. I'm getting the gist of like who I am and stuff, but knowing that how to be who I am and putting it into the box of society or whatever, that's kind of where I'm still figuring things out. And I'm not so off base that I can't do what I did like 2 years ago, I think, which was to do the ECE route, which is kind of like what I would want to do, but at the same time, I feel like okay, now I know this stuff. I can use it to attack the education system, I suppose. But right now, I'm still not like comfortable with that. Maybe what in my 40s, I'll be more comfortable with that. Because right now, I'm like, oh, I don't know if it just doesn't feel right yet. Eventually, it might. We'll see. As it stands, of course, still figuring things out, such as life, as per usual. But yeah, we can talk about what happened on Wednesday. And Wednesday, I kind of outline as an etc. day of let's learn something new. It can be anything. And I think next Wednesday, I'm probably going to get into like Mandarin again or like Chinese or something. But this time, I just knew like the thing that it came into my mind. I was like, you know what? Bay is a common phrase in, I guess, commonplace stuff. BAE, totally different if you actually look at it in Korean, but the gist is there. Mape, it also in Korean. uh, I would think this is the one I was looking at before, but the gist is there because it swells your lips. Bay is your stomach. Um, Nun is your eyes, N-U-N. Ka is your nose, and yes, there's a whole bunch of body parts, but I did know like on top Bae, B-A-E, spelled totally different in Korean, of course, because definitely Korean laws is your stomach. So it's funny because in past culture, the what would be accepted would be my boo or my bae or my babe or like that kind of situation. But the idea that it's called my bae is also in Korean, your stomach. So that's the one thing that like, if you wanted to get into something, here's your anchor into learning parts of the body in Korean. And Korean is always on the periphery of my life right now. Like you should learn Korean, but definitely, if need be, if necessary, there is many reasons and ways to get into Korean. Like my bay is my stomach, per example. That was what the only thing on Wednesday is basically just learning something new and using that as like, oh, that's something new that I can learn that I didn't know before kind of situation. There was more there is more diagrams and stuff on like Pinterest, for example, for parts of the body and what is in Korean or any other language for that matter. But the one that came to mind was Bay, just because I remember seeing it and I was like, what? That's gonna be my new thing that I learned last Wednesday. and that is the new thing I'm on last Wednesday. Also, a nice link to body parts in Korean. Maybe it's how seriously I hook into things. I remember my nephew doing things with his face. Well, not even with his face, but he would be like going like this, or like he'd do some kind of sign language, which would mean that he's like hungry or he wants milk or something. And then I like hooked onto that because one of the things in ECE you learn is you have to hook onto these moments. And I got a book. I think it's downstairs right now. A book on sign language, and if he wanted to, he could learn some sign language because he was already like studying the process of learning sign. But I don't know if that's just like an anchor point basically, because otherwise he can do whatever he wants. It's not like he's deaf or whatever. Um, it's just like that was the anchor point. You find these things in life and you like hook onto these things and you're like, oh my gosh, this could be perfect for whatever is the next step. And the next step is, I don't know, whatever happens after that. But definitely if he was into it, he could learn some sign language. The thing is that I'm not like fluent in sign myself, but I was just like trained to grab onto like anchors and like you can do something with this. But I don't know if he's necessarily going to do anything with it. I don't know. It's an option. That's all I'm saying. It's an option. But yes, we have from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday, I told you it was new moon. Was that a new moon? It was a full moon, which I guess intends to be a new moon on Thursday. And what they say about the moon cycle. Well, I mean, of course, they say a lot of things about the moon cycle. Um, Generally, it is to organize and clean yourself up and move on to the next kind of situation. I think it's mostly also dependent upon this sign it's moving into, which I'm not sure. It was either Taurus or Aquarius or something. So it's based off of and reflective upon that sign. But I did latch onto the idea of like we're supposed to clean up. It's kind of a things that you agree upon. Like, oh, we're gonna clean up our lives and organize. And that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna organize and clean up my life. Um, Throw things out that I meant to throw out before situations. But yes. Um, 54. I think the moon kind of throws me off a bit because it does. But I think today I'm going to be more proactive in like cleaning things up. I have been cleaning and organizing things as it stands, but I'm going to do even more so later on today. And I'm also going to work on having I have this box of stuff, and I'm going to like because I always wanted to make a kind of feelings box, and I was going to put stuff in it that was soft and comfortable. Like maybe there's a picture of somebody that I liked or cared about, stuff that feels good, stuff that looks good. Also, well, at one point I used to have a lot of stones that, of course, used for different reasons and different ways of using it. But I might throw that in the box too. But definitely, I remember a year or so ago becoming aware on TikTok of just having your own box in a safety box. Like if you need something, put your favorite candle that smells good in the box kind of situation. Things that make you feel good, safety box situation. A safety box. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I need to access some more things to put in the box. But definitely that's on this, that plus organizing everything else, I guess, is because I owe it to the moon, so I go to organize my life a bit more. But definitely that. And if anybody's keeping track, I'm in Ancient Cistern in Legend of Zelda. But yeah, that's that. And I do plan to be posting more things on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Probably Thursday too. I mean, Thursday I'll probably be doing a live stream like this. And before or after, I'll probably do some social stuff on Friday. But yeah, I think getting back into the gist of routine, as I said on my Tuesday blog, uh, you might capture lightning in a bottle. You don't know. If you keep on doing things again and again, hopefully something good happens with them. But yeah, as it stands, I think that's a good summation of last week. I also probably, I mean, the week before I spent a lot on food, so I'm kind of catching up with that. But um, definitely in future weeks, I will be able to buy some more food and more um, olfactory experiences. Plus, I think on the 20th, I have it booked. 20th or the 25th. I think in 2 weeks, I'll be a whole new person because I'm gonna probably get into the VTubing scene. And that is exciting. And it's like kind of like a slow burn because I've wanted to do it for a long time. And now it's just waiting for everything to, all the pieces to be put into place and just getting all that stuff done. I think I get it done on the 20th, but I'm not for certain. Um, Definitely when it all gets put into place, I think give it 2 weeks and definitely we'll get some stuff done and things will change and it's gonna be awesome and I can't wait. But yeah, it is a maze. I am excited. It's just, oh my gosh. As it stands, so much is going on. So much is going on, but taking it day by day, taking a step at a time. I think one of the things that I wanted to talk about yesterday was just the gist of life isn't all bad all the time. There's always something good in every day, even if it's only like one thing that makes you happy. At least there's that one thing. And to give it all away and to give up means you'll never have that one good thing ever again. Because goodness knows anything will happen in the afterlife or whatever you believe, so be it. But just know that right now, right here, if there's only one thing that makes you want to hold on because of that one thing. And it might be anything. Like that's why kind of the comfort box is good. There's like food, there's pictures you care about, there's things that smell good, things that feel good, like whatever brings you comfort, visually or physically, like just hold on to those small things. And hopefully things will get better because it can't stay that bad for too long. And if not, there's always resources you can contact. I'm definitely one to help you if you're into that. But there are definitely other outlets for you to go to. Personally, I use Wiser. I use um, I use a lot of things actually. Wiser, Afterglow, Fence, and Meditation, Calm. There's a lot of them, but I think Wiser is a good one to start with. If you need somebody, Afterglow is helpful too. If you need it, there's help out there. I'm sure you can find some stuff online as well. So if you ever need someone, I'll be there for you the best I can. But definitely, life's tough and has only become more difficult. But as long as you ask for help, there'll be somebody there to help you. Um, Not to leave it on such a heavy note, but I will talk to you guys when I talk to you next week. Definitely, maybe Thursday. Love X lyrics. Bye.